Hey guys, I'm Alex Gold of Alex Gold Inc. Who am I? I'm a Russian Jewish immigrant born in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, and I came to the States as a refugee when I was an infant. So if you have a few minutes, I want to tell you a little bit about myself, why I do what I do, how I did what I did, and most importantly, you see all the success now, but what did I go through to get here? So obviously coming here as an infant, listen, I grew up as an introvert, raised by a single mom. I was never all this outgoing personality. My earliest memory of becoming an entrepreneur, I was playing this game called Yu-Gi-Oh! It's kind of like a card game like Pokemon. And it was like around the year 2000, 2001. I was about 13 years old. There was this new thing called eBay. So I heard I could make money on it, so I started selling Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. I wanted to help out my mom, and I was making like $2,000 a month at 13 years old, which is pretty exciting. After a little while, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Thing kind of stopped that. And at 16, I got into what's called multi-level marketing. You might know about that when like Herbalife, stuff like that. At 16, I got into a company where we were selling legal insurances, and I found a guy who was like, hey, you can make a bunch of money doing this, recruiting. So I was already in community college at 16. I took my GED, okay, high school was not for me, and I ended up going to post a bunch of signs to, hey, come work, come make some money. And then I would literally find an empty bungalow on the community college, bring a bunch of people in and pitch them on, hey, this is the plan for you, this is what you should do. I became one of the top representatives at 16 years old, but then of course I didn't hit some quotas, mindset was not right, and I ended up quitting that. Even though I got recruiting skills, and it helped my communication skills by being able to recruit and do these things I did with the mentors I got from the multi-level marketing, I was still very introverted when it came to getting females. I started studying what's called social dynamics and learning how to basically pick up women. I started going out, became a club promoter, really put myself out there. I got rejected by hundreds of women, let me tell you. But I did over 30 approaches a night. I went out almost every night of the week for literally a year or two. I was determined to be amazing when it came to women, and eventually my results with finding female companions was very satisfactory, to say the least. I decided to open up a company helping other guys meet women. The guys that I met, there was this, Hollywood Mansion thing. We'd always go on Saturdays. My friend Eric, he was known as Mystery. And at the time, he was charging over $3,000 a weekend. So I decided to charge $1,000 a weekend, and I took them out to the malls where I approached women, helped them with clothing makeovers, went out at night to the club, and overall made a seminar for all the clients right in my mother's living room. Now at the time, just like Eric called himself Mystery, I gave myself the name Apollo. I had no marketing experience. The only leads I got came from people who read my blogs about my experience with women. I would go at night and just start posting everything that went down, how it went down, how I got rejected, what was successful, what wasn't. And I was then asked to participate in a once-a-year event called Cliff's List, where they fly out all the best pickup artist type guys to come out and speak. So here I was, 18, very long hair, no clue how I was even there speaking in front of 1,000 people. I didn't even know what a booth was, what it was for an event, why. I had no actual product. I was there just to meet the other guys who were into it, and I was hoping to book a couple guys for a seminar back in LA. I didn't really know what I was doing, but it was a heck of an experience, and I went for it. In the end, my marketing attempts failed. I had no idea what I was really doing and failed at running it as a business. I enjoyed going out and meeting women way more than the business aspect, and eventually just found a girlfriend. And then, of course, it was all over. I decided that all this entrepreneur stuff was tough, and maybe getting a consistent good job as a waiter would be a good idea. My girlfriend at the time was working at Johnny Rockets, making a consistent $100 a day, and you would think, well, what's $100 a day? Well, when you're an entrepreneur, like those Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I was excited to make $2,000 a month. The seminars, even though I charge $1,000 a weekend, I would maybe get 3 guys a month, if that. I'd be posting a lot. I was thinking, well, maybe going the job route's a good idea. Maybe it's much more consistent and easier. I don't have to bother my head with it. What I realized was guaranteed customers could sound dreamy. So I ended up putting together a resume with almost no experience. I went into a place called Grand Lux Cafe. Some of you may have been at it. It's a Beverly Center by Beverly Hills. Not anymore, but it was. And there was literally over 200 people applying. Listen, I sat with who I found out later was a general manager, explained what I'd been doing, my discipline from years of martial arts, my overall value I would bring to the company. I was one of the only guys there hired on the spot. I was incredibly excited, went through an amazing training, and in less than 1 month, I was turning more tables, new tables, and making more tips than even the top servers that were there for years. I started getting amazing sections, and after one misunderstood joke over an Easter Sunday, I was fired. I enjoyed the consistent money, but thought, wow, there can be a miscommunication and whatever I'm building or doing can just be taken away from me? I was like, holy crap, this is ridiculous. I gave it another shot next door. There was a California Pizza Kitchen, of course, got the job. Went back to making double the income of any other server there. This time I had a disagreement with the manager, and even my incredibly high food sales weren't going to save me, and I was fired yet again. Getting fired so many times at a time had my girlfriend even questioning my ability to provide. I was now a failed waiter as well as a failed entrepreneur and broke as a joke. But all these times of failure helped me so much because I learned at a very young age that relying on someone else to provide me a job wasn't going to work for me because first of all, I can't hold one down. And of course, that's just saying something that just saying something wrong can get me fired. I have to start from scratch. It didn't seem like a way for me to live. So I couldn't really increase my income. You also were very much capped at a job. So I was like, this is not why my mom brought me from the USSR for a life in America, to be a server, to be at a job where you're capped, where anytime you could lose everything you have. So I was talking to a buddy of mine. He was doing well in mortgages. He said, go get a job in sales. And I did. I started. On my first day, I was able to convince this lady to pay this company $3,000 by giving me her checking account. The skills I learned through being relentless when it came to impressing women ended up being incredibly useful when it came to making money. I just had to adjust a little bit, very similar, and in my experience, even easier. I then became a top producer and wondered how my boss was making money on me and everyone else. With my savings of $30,000, which I had at the time, I saved up from doing eBay, being a server, the social dynamics teacher, and of course saving from all my birthdays, even my bar mitzvah. I connected with a guy who made me a managing partner in an office in Beverly Hills. After spending $15,000 of my own money for leads and getting our first 30 sales, my partner at the time said, hey, that attorney we were paying through, because the attorney was taking all the money, yeah, he's not going to pay us. I was like, okay, and what do we do here? I tried to go to the attorney, try to figure stuff out. I was definitely no gangster to make anything crazy happen, and I didn't really know anything about a lawsuit or what to do, and basically I just took my losses and left. You know, after not getting paid, I took the last of my money and found a place in North Hollywood, which was a little 99-cent store, but on top of the 99-cent store was little offices. With the last of my funds, we got maybe 10 deals together, and I got so excited. I put in all the cubicles, I got 10 deals, I got a couple employees, I was like, that's it. You know, this is amazing. So I got another office in downtown on Wilshire. Right away got a second office. I was like, I'm gonna be a millionaire, it's a done deal. And boy, was I wrong, to say the very least. It was definitely a huge mistake, expanding too fast. Things did not go as planned. I ended up losing the rest of the money because marketing, other expenses could not support the efforts. I even borrowed $12,000 from my best friend growing up just to stay afloat, and still failed. So here I was at 21, where the best thing I had going for me was the $30,000 I had in my bank account, right? That always made me feel good and confident. So now completely broke and in debt, $12,000 my best friend with literally no way to pay it back. So I got my failed eBay business, my failed pickup business, done with a girlfriend, already 3 failed call centers in my career. I'm like, my gosh, what am I gonna do? So I went back into what I knew best at the time, which is a sales room. And then I learned of a new product that had to do with credit card debt, and I started making money again. After grinding and making another 15 grand, of course going back to sales to make my money, I learned a new business model. I opened up another office with a couple partners right in West Hollywood, Santa Monica and Fairfax. But after I explained the entire business to them and we were working for about 3 months, somehow I got pushed out, and there goes another call center, there goes another opportunity. So after yet another failed call center, I decide, because I'm going to school the entire time, I got to finish my degree. It's now been 8 years, 24 years old, a few units away. Finally finish up the degree, get my bachelor's in business, which of course does not help me in any way, but I needed to finish. And once I got it, I could finally escape LA, and I went to Vegas. I had a poker mentor that helped me, and I first had $3,000. Within a couple days, I was down to $1,000. I was like, uh-oh. Then I took that $1,000 and I actually ended up running it up to almost $30,000 at Texas Hold'em after sitting in casinos for probably 16 hours a day. You know, my sales skills got people to call my good hands and let me get away with bluffs on the bad ones. So my sales skills even helped me in poker. I definitely didn't see it as an actual lifestyle to play poker for a living. That wasn't what I wanted to do, but it gave me enough money to start yet another call center. So I end up partnering up with a guy with the money I made from poker, decide to get back in call centers, and we do an energy business where we take it from 5 sales a day to almost 200 sales a day in less than 4 months. It was incredible. But yet again, my partner got greedy and ended up pushing me out of the business, and things went bad. Look, at the end of the day, I take responsibility. Every time my partner screwed me over, it was my fault. But I learned every single time what was going on. Most of what I learned is, hey, rely on yourself. From the jobs being able to fire me whenever they wanted, to partners screwing me over, I realized, hey, if you want anything real to happen in this life, you gotta work hard, you gotta get through it. No one cares about your sob story, just keep going. But it's a little bit, easier said than done. You know, I was beat up, now failed for my 5th call center. My friends and family were telling me just to go into bank and get a regular job. I moved, went back to my mom's house, tried to do another MLM again. It did not work out. You know, at this point, the only thing that I was really good at is the sales jobs. I knew that I could sell, make money. But every time I made money, I invested into a new business, failed the business. Where would I have been at this point in my life at 25 if I was just selling and saving, not selling, losing all the money, starting again selling, right, and being in debt. So I was really considering just going into sales, but decided, of course, otherwise, which is why you're watching my story right now. So I get into a new business model selling and work with someone locally. And then I go to Orange County, I go to a bunch of offices because one of my mentors at the time told me there's a new way where you can actually help people lower payments when it comes to student loans. So I went into work in all the offices, got all the scripts, got all the information, got everything I needed, and I decided to start my own shop with all the life savings I had at the time from selling this very product. Things are going really well, and I end up even getting an office down the street to Melrose. So now I'm on Sunset in Hollywood down to Melrose. Things are going good, we're about to expand. And as soon as I'm done painting this new office, I find out the merchant account. A merchant is how you take credit cards, that it's now banned. The merchant account doesn't work anymore. The company that was doing all the work for me is now out of business. And basically everything that could go wrong did go wrong. And every single dollar that I was expected to get is now not going to be coming in. And I had to literally get rid of all the employees again. And I was literally out of business and shit out of luck. So, hello, welcome to the entrepreneur life. Now 7 call center failures. I started to truly believe I was destined to only be a salesperson and not cut out for business. There was a guy that I showed this business to when I had the office on Sunset, and we decided to partner up. We had an agreement. I ended up actually later suing him and settling because he ended up going back on the agreement and just decided to go on his own. But even though I sued and settled, here's what happened. I ended up finding out through the grapevine that he was making tens of thousands of dollars every month. And here I am out of business. My merchant went out, and I'm here moping around. And I realized, hey, if this guy can do it, I'm the one that showed him this business. I've been doing call centers for years. Of course I can do it. And so I have a fire lit under my ass, and I literally go right back into it and say, I'm going to do this yet again. I don't care what anyone says. But this time I don't have as much money. I open up my 8th call center with my last $3,000. I have plastic fold-out tables from Kmart and a few old computers from my other failed call centers that were collecting dust in my mom's garage. I found a landlord next to my mother's home where we literally together, I helped him for him to give me this deal, where we literally unloaded the storage room. It was like a 50 square foot, it was like a big closet where he was using a storage space. It smelled of mildew, okay? And it kept smelling of mildew for weeks. But he gave me an elevator payment, said I can come in for $400 flat. You have an office, and hey, listen, at least I'm in business. At least I'm not working out of my mom's house. I'm now back in business. It didn't matter how it smelled. It didn't matter how it looked. I have my own office. Here we go. I got this mouthpiece. Let's do it. I didn't let the size of the stench pull me down. I was back in business and taking calls. I started selling again, but for my own business, and this time not yet hiring employees, just selling, getting my money up. I then started slowly hiring and found my main man, Jack, who came in a suit into my closet-sized office and was like, and just almost left. But I convinced him to stay. I said, look, this may not look like much, but I've been training all my life to make this business blow up, and I have tons of experience. I'm literally been meant for this. I told him my history. I told him we can crush it. I told him the only reason my last office didn't work out was because of this and this reason, and that we can really crush it. We're going to make this happen. Trust me, let's do this. After listening to me for a little bit, thank God he stayed and he believed me. We're, of course, running Vegas now. He's been with me ever since. From there, when he started with me, we did $4 million in gross revenue in our first 13 months. And we opened up a second office in Los Angeles, and we were one of the biggest sales rooms in our industry. We then took a small 1,000 square foot office in Las Vegas, and we did so well that now we're here in an 8,000 square foot standalone building, of course, crushing the game. Loving life, office in LA, office in Vegas, people working from home, everyone making money, now having multiple products. And what I realized was I need to, as we expand, make more systems. And that's why we're talking, and that's why you want to know more about me. Because how can I help you? What is Alex Gold offering? What does Alex Gold have for me that can make me money? What can you do for me, buddy, right? You're in my favorite radio station, WIFM. What's in it for me? Well, let me tell you. The bottom line is that I created a method where I wanted to teach everyone everything I knew about sales, from things that came with social dynamics to everything else, how I became so good at sales, what I do to make the kind of money I've made in sales, how I opened up 8 offices with no money went back into other offices, made sales, made the money in sales, and opened up another office. And I created what's called the Gold University, which is a phone sales training course. And the reason I created it in the first place was to make sure my own employees could become better at sales, because I needed to get more systems as our company grew from 3 guys to 5 to 10 to 20 to 30, 40, 50, 60 sales reps. I wanted them to all make sure they maintained a high level of sales skills. But what I realized was this also gave me the ability with a full online approach to let people actually work from home and make money doing this from home. The reason it didn't work from home before is because you really needed some hands-on training. But this intricate training of over 200 videos with quizzes is very, very specific, where you can actually learn from that training. Now, of course, there's also a trainer along with you, but having the system in place was what made us have the ability to start hiring so many people from home, where they can answer calls, take calls, and make a real living from home. There's also a business opportunity where they can start their own office, just like I did. But of course, I'm going a smarter way about it. Instead of, I tried the people that I worked for to then give me an opportunity to work with them. They said, no, just work for me or get out of here. I'm the opposite. You work for me, you make some money, you want to then open up your business yourself, I'm there to totally start help you as an affiliate. So if you're serious about making money, you know that it's going to take a lot of hard work, then definitely check us out and see what's going on. Because we are here to make sure that there is a business model that can make you money. And that's what it's all about. How to make money over the phone by actually helping people get where they need to get to through services like credit repair, debt settlement, helping with document preparation. So depending on where you're in your life right now, if you're looking for a real opportunity, it's not going to be easy, but it also doesn't involve recruiting your family and friends. It doesn't include any BS but hard work, and we give you every step of the way. And remember, we're also providing the marketing for you. So as a pace setter in the industry, we understand that the more people we help, the more financial peace we achieve in the world. So this is why we created a unique business model that favors both the clients and the closers. As a client, you're open to unrivaled customer service and expert advice that will incredibly ease people's financial situation. And as a closer, we help you develop your sales skills and increase your paychecks. So if you're looking to make some serious money, you want to see what's going on, definitely check out our show, Bosses Phone Sales Warfare. We have a competition with all the Vegas office and all the online workers as well. But also check out the university, see what's going on. I offer a lot of it for free so you can see the value. And then if you're looking for that business opportunity, let me know what's up, because I truly am that zero to hero. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, then hero. So it's easy to look at success now, but it definitely wasn't easy. And I'm still working my butt off every day because I'm so passionate. I want to help more people than ever before, all around the nation, jump on their computers, jump on the phone, make serious money, make a difference in the world with the product they're selling. With the highest of integrity, will create the highest paychecks. So, see you on the other side.